Hey people, Injured here, 3v3, Argus Desert Gates blue team. It's Viking. As a force commander, very good offense fight. In melee combat can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Alongside a couple of Eldar players we have Dark Heretic as an Eldar Farseer support commander that fights in melee combat. Lots of great buffs with some debuffs and control abilities too. And Dr. Yaay rounds off the blue team. Eldar Warlock, melee commander that can leap into combat, really good disruption and mobility with some decent tanking potential and damage output. Along with that, red team, triple Imperial Guard. We have two Commissar Lords. First up, DandyFrontline, and we also have Black Relic. These guys are offensive support commanders with some decent melee combat in them, and they begin with a refractor field. This is the Death Core of Krieg DLC for Black Relic. That's the official Relic DLC. And rounding off the red team is Qwest as a Lord General, fights range combat, really good defense and support. Begins with a retinue to help him out. We can add to throughout the game with new members. This is the Steel Legion elite scheme. West side then, Lord General versus the Force Commander. You can see immediately Qwest doing the right thing and going in to tie up those tactical marines. Does not want those bolters taking models off his guardsmen or pressuring his sentinel if he can help it. Sentinel moving up now, and he should be targeting the scout models here, Qwest, and I think that's a bit of a mistake that he's not. Is he moving up to do so? Yes, he is. There he is, shooting up the scout models, trying to get a model where he can, which is basically what you do in first engagements. Try and get models where you can, forcing off squads, and then you can push forward after that. Blue team have their natural decaps. I imagine a sneaky sentinel did that. We have a multi-laser turret mid. Banshees trying to take it down, but they are forced off by the weight of fire there. There's a stomp as they retreat as well. 472, 497 early on, very early single cap for red team. Warlock gets a special attack in amongst some guardsmen. Yeah, we're going to see the immolator from this guy. Gives him a damage of a time melee attack, and as you can see, the immolate ability, which is fantastic for taking down turrets. 452, 497. Blue team trying to take their natural back, but a lot of pressure here early on from Imperial Guard. And when you have a lot of sentinels, you can do that. All three players with one of them. Double tactical marines from Viking. Double Kraken bolts would be pretty good against that sentinel, doing extra damage to the heavy infantry armor that sentinels have. They are counted as vehicles, but they don't have vehicle armor, as you can see, receiving tons of repairs from these double guardsmen. And he has Viking push back there. Red team pushing really hard. 410, 497. Might need some rangers up to deal with these sentinels, because they're a big problem at the moment. Soaking up a lot of fire, leading a line. And here's another multi-laser turret. They're just going to get immolated again. You might not know that the Warlock has it. DandyFrontline, is that his multi-laser? Nice. Black Relic's turret. Lord General has his retinue members back. He can reinforce them in the field. And the specialist retinue members that he can purchase can be repurchased for, I think it's half price. It's certainly a reduced cost. 358, 497. Force Commander chasing down the guardsman with his 40 DPS chainsword. Pretty decent starting weapon given his general decent mobility and tanking potential in tier 1. 335, 497. Triple cap for red team. They really are piling on the early pressure. You see the Inspire Courage execution from the Commissar Lord buffing the damage of these guardsmen. Actually gives them 100% more damage, and those Banshees were wiped, as you saw there. The Commissar Lord, I think, getting a last hit. He's gone for the Aura of Discipline, so you might see some Ogryns play or Ogryns play in tier 2. The plasma grenade misses. Commissar Lord gets away, but the pressure continues in the middle. Really good concerted push there by those two Commissar Lord players. The Warlock has retaken the east side. There's a shuriken cannon up there to cover it as a suppression weapon. Wow, scouts are going to wipe here. Yeah. Sometimes that just happens. You see a squad going down just too late to hit that retreat in time. Really should have been paying attention though. He didn't have any units anywhere else on the map. He's gone for a flamer on his tactical marine squad, trying to push forward for the power bash, and that will do a lot of damage to the guardsmen. All three Imperial Guard players now going for Catechan Devils. versatile infantry, good in melee combat. They actually have power melee weapons, so they are really bad news for those tactical marines in melee. They can also suppress with their shotgun blast, knock stuff over, and disrupt from long range. They've already got their demolition man, so they can also plant explosives, and without that scout squad, Viking is not getting any detectors anytime soon, so that could be really nasty. There's that immolate, really good for burning down light infantry, as you can see as well, not just turrets. And there's a destructor as well. Wow, to follow it up, killed about 7 or 8 guardsmen there, I think. Doesn't take down a squad though. Catachans putting their improvised explosive right on that VP to try and prevent the cap, but that was a really good engagement opener by the Warlock. He can do that really well in tier 1 with that destructor. 272, 478. Farseer in a bit of trouble. Catachans could force melee combat on her, and power melee does a good job versus commanders. Doesn't quite do full damage. I think it's around 75% damage it does to commanders. The improvised explosive taking her down in retreat, and double Commissars pushing forward. Aura of Discipline. I wonder how much that heals allied commanders for. Does it heal them? It says infantry around the Commissar, so maybe it doesn't. Let's see if we can see it. Oh, it does heal him, look. So it heals for more the less models there are. So I wonder how much it heals commanders for. 272, 455. Howling Banshees with aspect of what? Aspect of fleetness, really? Pretty surprised to see that against triple Imperial Guard. You'd expect aspect of strength to pressure early chimeras and stuff and go after manticores. Lots of pressure on the east side. Red team doing really well into tier 2 here. There's the immolate. Can he follow it up with the destructor? No, he doesn't have the energy to do so. 271, 452. Immolate can make him quite energy intensive if you factor in his destructor and his fleet, and he's also gone for channeling runes, and that's to try and look after his Howling Banshees, who are having a bit of a rough time of it at the moment. That Farseer is down. We'll be hoping to get revived here by the Eldar Warlock. 258, 452. Force Commander's down. Viking is struggling, but he's holding his power. Don't be disheartened on this map on the solo lane if you're constantly getting pushed back. As long as you're holding your power, you're pretty much doing your job for your team. Yes, it would be nice to bash the enemy power and hold this contested power, but if you can hold your power, get into tier 2, you give yourself a chance and you give your teammates a chance. He's got vengeance rounds up on his devastators. Almost took down that sentinel, as you can see there. 237, 452. Howling Banshees fleeting in. That's a scary sight, and they're chasing down guardsmen. Sentinel with that missile launcher in tier 2 stomps a little bit early there, and one of the Banshees gets through, but they are forced off. Went a bit too far there. Where was the Warlock? He was already forced off. No channeling runes that I saw. 223, 452, 2-1 cap for the red team. Man, that missile launcher is bad news for setup teams. Fires again on the decapping Dire Avengers. Commissar Lord chasing down the Shuriken Cannon now. These 2 Commissars are doing really well alongside those Sentinels. They've struggled with those Sentinels, really have. 216, 452. Plasma Cannon now up for Viking. Has a Sergeant on his Tactical Marines, so we could... Oh, he's gone for a Plasma Gun, so you're probably not going to see Stone Guard Veterans. Why has he got a Plasma Gun against Imperial Guard though? Viking might be a new player since he's just got a Plasma Gun against Imperial Guard, which you wouldn't ordinarily expect to see unless Ogrin's hit the field. And if that's the case, you should wait to see them. 209, 452. Catachans going to town on Tactical Marines in melee combat. These guys in trouble here. They were trying to transition mid, but just got caught by infiltrated Catachans. Catachans will infiltrate themselves passively if they are left still. I think it's 6 or 8 seconds they will infiltrate themselves, much like Gene Stealers for Tyranids. 196452. Can blue team claw themselves back into this game? They got their power bashed a bit here. They've lost this natural wreck point, and they are under pressure constantly. But we have got double Wraith Guard, one from each Eldar player, which could be incredibly painful here. This could turn it around. It was the right choice. Bang, look at that. That was a single volley. Did that kill like 10 models? And he wipes the squad there. Catachin is trying to force melee combat. Wraith Guard are pretty pathetic in melee, and as you can see, they're losing their Warlock leader and losing another model to a friendly plasma grenade. That wasn't good. Their Warlock leader gives them Wraith Sight, which increases their speed. Actually, the Warlock hero and the Farseer hero will also give Wraith Sight to nearby Wraith Guard. Banshees going all over the place, double plasma grenades, wiping the Catachins. Beautifully done. Who was that? Dark Heretic, nicely played. So they have inflicted some heavy losses on Dark Heretic in particular. 193 on Black Relic, I should say, sorry, in particular. 193, 424. Black Relic replaces his lost Catachin as DandyFrontline also lost his Catachins. Maybe that was DandyFrontline's Catachins there. I think it was. Well, they both lost their Catachins, I suppose, then. And blue team got red team's natural. They are pushing back. Got Viking. Oh, he now has a Dreadnought. Bad news for pretty much everything in Qwest's army. Does he have the anti-armor kit? No, he doesn't. He has the assault kit. So he's going to need to purchase something. I don't think the Sentinel Missile Launcher is going to be enough to deal with this Dreadnought. Not at all. Going to retake his natural power there. Red team still holding the east side. But you'd think after those losses, blue team are going to be able to push through. Xeno's Power Claw on the field for the Commissar Lord gives him an 85 DPS heavy melee weapon. And that pretty strong las pistol or auto pistol, whatever it is. As you can see, almost 20 DPS piercing from that thing he gets, which is pretty damn good. Bright Lance is up. Going to try and set up under fire from the Sentinels. There's an improvised explosive still there. It's going to go off, wiping one of the Dire Avengers, but they are able to continue capping. Ouch. Might need to back off and leave the cap to others. Nope, Sentinels are backing off themselves. 193, 393. There's another improvised explosive. And that's... Oh, he could have set it off there. That would have been awesome. Sets it off too late and it does nothing in the end. Single cap for blue. Is this the end of a Sentinel? 15 hit points, gets away. Warp Spider's on the field now for Dark Heretic. And 193, 370. And blue team finally have a cap in their favour. They have a double cap now, and we have an Assault Cannon Dreadnought. Scouts on the way for Viking. That will help him support that Dreadnought with repairs. Improvised explosive goes off, killing a Tactical Marine. Ogren's on the way for Black Relic. Power being bashed. These Wraith Guard making all the difference. They need some artillery spotters up, I think, to try and shut down these big ranged Eldar blobs. Ogren's will be good for pushing against the Wraith Guard, but they have two Shuriken Cannons. They need to deal with that because Ogren's can't break suppression by themselves. Manticore, no, we have tier 3 for Qwest, and DandyFrontline needs to do something. There he was floating, he's gone tier 3. Blue team pushing back well on the east side. Triple Dire Avengers forced off though, so going to want to get them back in the field as soon as they can. Build up some energy shields, they have a couple. 193, 327. Viking now starting to transition mid, and Qwest alongside him. The fight for the west side usually peters out as you approach tier 3 and get into tier 3, with the odd power bash still going on late game. Shotgun blast was that on the Banshees? It was. Catachins in a bit of trouble, but they should be okay. They do have their Sarge, those guys, giving them 9 models with a melter gun, bunch of shotguns, grenade launcher, weapons all over the gap for those guys. 193, 306, grenade, nicely done on those Banshees. Did it kill any of them? I don't think it did. Very, very lucky Banshee squad there. They lost a model in retreat though. Thunderhammer for the Force Commander. Also has the Iron Halo, might go down. Bleeman Rush dropped by Qwest. It's going to help greatly versus the Devastators, the Dreadnought I should say. Shooting it down from range, there we go. He has gone for Sternguard Veterans. Viking has his Dragonfire bolts loaded in, which are the anti-cover, anti-garrison ground. Not sure he might not exactly know what all of the rounds do. And he shouldn't have his Dragonfire loaded in. Here are those Ogryns. really tough kind of line break unit with strong heavy melee. You do need to support them against suppression teams though, so they can't line break by themselves. They're kind of weird like that. 193, 270 to have their bonehead leader, which allows them to disrupt with use your red. Guards want to finish the cap, and it's poised for a pretty interesting tier 3 battle here. Leman Russ already dropped, as you saw by Qwest. DandyFrontline floating lots of requisition. Is he saving for a Bane Blade? We might see him do so. He should be building generators in that case, but Wraith Guard are right there bashing. Are they going to bring those Guardian Weapon teams mid and that Wraith Guard mid? Because red team are all mid right now, or are they? What's this? Nope, someone's going east side as soon as I say that. 193, 249. An Eldritch Storm would be incredibly useful here. And Dr. Yaay is tier 3 and almost has enough for one. Haywire Grenade on the Leman Rush, shutting down its weapons and slowing it down. There is the awesome Psychic Storm from the Eldar Farseer's rune armor. Banshees, who have held up well into the late game so far. Forced off there though. And the Leman Russ now with the Executioner, which absolutely decimates infantry, as you saw there. And red team are going to get a quick triple, are they? Can they push off the Eldar here? There's a nice grenade, almost wiping the Bright Lance. Or was that the Shuriken? That's the Shuriken, I think. Here's the Bright Lance in retreat, and red team should take that east side, but looks like they're not going to get the triple quite yet. Force Commander, what's he up to? Oh, he's trying to cap. Level 2. Tier 3 for everyone now, apart from Black Relic, who has those Ogryns up. Almost level 2. Dreadnought needs to be careful now. Leman Russ and Ogryns, in fact, 2 Leman Russes. Here is DandyFrontlines getting that elite tank crew. 182, 221. Look at the map turning red, good grief. Blue team not holding the lines. Eldar not famed for their ability to hold the line, really, are they? And you force off the Wraith Guard, everything else kind of capitulates in this instance. They need some fire prisms and stuff up, and D cannons. 159, 221. Almost wiping the heavy weapon squad with a couple of plasma grenades. There's the Haywire Grenade on the Leman Russ again, but they don't really have anything to follow it up here in terms of AV. D cannons on the way for both of the Eldar players. There's that Psychic Storm again. Such an awesome ability for the Farseer. Damage over time and suppression is painful. We do have the Sniper Rifle for the Lord General. Fire on my target, increasing the range of all of these units here. Really powerful alongside Stormtroopers, which he does have in the back there. 113, 221. What's going on east side? Blue team capping it. That's a Basilisk Flare, not a Manticore Strike, so they will be able to cap. That's a global ability of the Commissar Lord. Warlock keeping the pressure on here. Good play there from Dr. Yaay. Don't let up the chase. Make sure that Sentinel gets the hell away from you. 113, 215. There's the time field. So Farseer switching to her Armory Assyrian. Really good way to set up Eldritch Storms. Oh, Dr. Yaay must have used an Eldritch Storm then, because he's got no red now. Where did he use it? Did he use it top? Must have. What is this? This is a Singularity. 113, 204. Throwing the Ogryns around, doing a good amount of damage, but they are able to absorb that damage and live, and the D cannon is forced off, set upon by a miniature Imperial Guard army here. Leman Russ, Guardsmen and Catechins and stuff. D cannon's getting shots as another Singularity. That could be painful. That might wipe that Guardsman squad if they can't get out of range. There it is. Almost wipes them. I can't believe they survived that. Level 2 as well. They're not exactly incredibly high level. Only one of the squad leaders. 112, 204. Manticore is on the field now for Black Relic. Another D cannon for Dr. Yaay. Blue team do have the east side, and looks like they decapped red team's natural. Was it the sneaky warp spiders? It might have been. Blue team will take their natural back, and looks like it's going to settle down to a 2-1. More grenade usage from these Stormtroopers. They run really well with that, and they in fact wipe that. I think it was a Bright Lance there. Wraith Guard need to turn and engage those Stormtroopers. Are too late, they're in retreat already. 112, 191. Dreadnought level 2 with that assault cannon backing away. I haven't seen a lot from this guy, but he's level 2, so he's killed a bunch of stuff. Plasma cannon getting shots. Terminators on the field for Viking. He's gone for the ranged variety with Storm Bolters and Power Fists. These guys inspiring nearby allies with each kill they make. You see an inspiration there, all those yellow buff circles. So really good synergy with the Force Commander's battle cry, which also buffs surrounding units. 112, 172. And almost a nuke is that from Dark Heretic. He's not far away. Might see another Eldritch Storm, or see an Eldritch Storm since I missed the first one, which he must have used. Must have been up here. Commissar Lord's going to go down here. Fighting bravely against Howling Banshees with his Xenos Power Claw. Oh, he doesn't go down. He got a bunch of sync kills, I think, and lives. That's why people hate sync kills. 112, 164. The Warlock capping east side, or at least trying to cap east side, and he might be able to because that Commissar Lord was forced off. But he is struggling to hold the line up there. That Leman Russ is a pain in the ass for him. And now they have a bunker. Looks like that's a medical bunker. You see the health regeneration on this infantry, those green hexagons. Allows them to reinforce as well that bunker. 2-to-1 cap for the blue team, but they're gonna lose the east side, you would think. Yep. It's tricky. It's tricky. I'm sure they'd love to send another player up there to help out Dr. Yaay and push off that stuff, but they can't leave the mid undetected, unprotected, I should say. Leman Russ pushing forward, and now we have the first Fire Prism, which is a bit too late, I think, with 2 Leman Russes and a Manticore and Ogrins. It might not last very long. Tanks in general will counter a Fire Prism just for the fact that it only has 500 hit points. It does have superior range though, so if you're quick enough and the pathing gods are smiling upon you, you can avoid a tank. Much easier said than done though. 111, 145, single cap for the red team. More Wraith Guard for Dr. Yaay, and why not? They've done well. Done really well, level 3 and level 2. Banshee's fighting this Commissar Lord again. Is he going to get some more life-saving sync kills? That was nasty. The Commissar Lord lives, the Banshees live. No, the Commissar Lord does not live. There's a rocket run on the Eldar stuff. 93, 145. Not sure who that was, perhaps Qwest or DandyFrontline. Double cap for the Imperial Guard team, and looks like they are going to take this because they are completely overrunning the middle. Terminator is being chased down. They have their assault cannon. 67, 145. There's the double cap. Leman Russ goes down. Wraith Guard, I think, finishing it off. He's still got his Dragonfire bolts loaded in. I don't think Viking is a terribly experienced player. He got that plasma gun, which was an odd choice against guardsmen, and now has his Stone Guard with Dragonfire bolts loaded in all the time. It looks like 50, 145. Really nasty rocket run. Wow. Almost completely wiping all of that Eldar stuff. Is that the nail in the coffin? Maybe not. Look at this. Sneaky Warlock is decapping red team's natural. Oh look, he's gone for Hellfire rounds here. There we go. Maybe he does know what he's doing. Maybe he was fighting lots of stuff in cover there, and I just didn't see. Maybe he was pushing against the bunker. 45, 145, 1-to-1 cap. Terminator's teleporting in, and unable to kill a guardsman with that burst. You fail. They are in light cover, but come on. Terminators, get it together. Lord General has the Sergeant retinue member, the Medical Sergeant as he's sometimes known, and also the Commissar retinue member there. 45, 131, double cap. Plasma cannon almost taking out that Leman Russ. And now a Devastator. Last cannon is getting shots in. That's a dead Leman Russ, surely. Smack. Wow. They've destroyed all of the Leman Russes. Qwest has lost a lot. Can blue team? They've got a double cap here. As usual, I have spoken too soon. Why do I even talk? I was just sit here banging a tambourine. Useless. Don't listen to what I say. What is the Manticore doing here? Very close. Oh, he's gone down. Last cannon on rear armor, and that is pretty much game over for a Manticore. He's got Kraken rounds loaded in now. Why? No, I don't think he does know what he's doing in terms of Stone Guard veterans. 45-78. DandyFrontline has a Baneblade, but red team have kind of capitulated here. There's a nice rocket run again. That's going to wipe the plasma cannon, but I don't think it destroyed anything else. Devastator is able to get away there. Tactical Marines, or rather Stone Guard veterans, need to be so careful. Down to 120 hit points across two models. That can go in a blink of an eye in a 3v3. Ouch, Singularity giving a bunch of guardsmen. Immolate went off also. Look at this. Providence for the Warlock. Gonna try and use that to cap. 32-76. Are the red team gonna let this slip through their fingers? Force Commander trying to decap their natural. Good play from that player. And the Fire Prism needs repairs and is getting them. Taking shots as well. The Manticore, the remains of it, will provide some heavy cover. Ogren's rushing in, letting off their Medipack heal that they were given by the Lord General's retinue. And they don't lose a model somehow. And they get away. 30-66. They do lose a model. It's a 1-to-1. 2-to-1 now. Blue team not giving up. Good on them. Look at this. They've really come back. Look at the rosters. Dr. Yaay with some Warp Spiders of his own. And we still have a level 3 Warp Spider squad from Dark Heretic. Absolutely melting that light infantry there. Yaay has a Eldritch Storm as well. And so does Dark Heretic. And Viking even has a nuke. That's an Eldritch Storm on the Catechans. If they didn't move, that would have wiped them, obviously, but that was a little bit of a waste, obviously trying to stop the cap. But I think the Wraith Guard would have done that, and those grenades they could have thrown. Dire Avengers level 4, all of the Dire Avengers level score done really well, have their Exarch and their battle equipment, and they are ready to roll. Blue team retaking east side, they have a double cap. This Baneblade is in trouble, just got hit by Haywire, and here come double Wraith Guard to shoot at it. Warp Spiders needs to run away, there we go. Well played, Yaay. He was under serious pressure on this east side, but he has kept at it and now has the upper hand, and that's a dead Baneblade. Another Haywire and the Wraith Guard will finish it off with a volley. Bang, down goes the Baneblade, destroyed. Predator tank on the field for Viking. Chased down by Ogryns, but there's the double cap, and blue team take it. As usual, Indrid, you suck at trying to predict the winner. Let's look at the commanders. Force Commander level 6 for Viking had, what did he have? Artificer, Thunderhammer and Iron Halo. Not sure how experienced this player was given some of his choices and stuff, but hey, he held his own and did well. Good on him. Farseer level 6 with the Armor of the Assyrian. She also had Rune Armor to switch to. Warlock level 7 had Immolator, Providence and Channeling Runes, which is a pretty odd combo loadout. Not something you see very often, but he did well on that east side, very well in fact. DandyFrontline's Commissar Lord with a Xenos Power Claw and Stubbornness. Another Xenos Power Claw for the Commissar Lord of Black Relic, also has Bionic Eye and Aura of Discipline. The Lord General with a Sniper Rifle and a bunch of retinue members. You see the Commissar and Medical Sergeant there. 30-0 at the end. What an awesome game. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.